Hello everyone, this is Hodora and we are in Chaos Zero Nightmare. Today, we're gonna talk about the new girl we got in our game, right? New banner. On the screen right now, her name is Faye. Together with her, also with her partner, right? Lucian. I don't know how to pronounce this correctly, but I'm gonna call her that. Anyway, Faye, right? Let's talk about her kit a little bit before we go into a showcase. If you want my impression of her, my honest impression, if I'm not a content creator and not sponsoring by SmartGate to pull every character, I will skip her. In my opinion, she is not a must-have. She is strong, by the way. She is strong. She almost or as strong as someone like Selenia, who is actually a limited unit. So that spoke volume of her power. But her gameplay is not my cup of tea. I don't like this type of gameplay. If you know me, I like Nine. I like Tipela, not Tipela. Tenebria, I like Adele, who have a really simple kit to play. Not to build, to play, right? And for Faye, her gimmick evolved around 3 different systems. First is from her formation. She generates Infernal Rhapsody, which is a 0-cost card with a little bit of attack, a little bit of frame art, and a draw. That is the first one. Second one is the frame art itself. Frame art itself, when you reach 3 stack, you're gonna do 1 extra attack, right? And lastly, from Heavenfell, you generate Heavenfell by every time you draw a card. After you have this, right? After you have this passive that gain you 1 descent every time you draw a card. From ability, not the usual card draw each turn. You have 1 descent, and when you get 8, you create Heavenfell, which is another type of damage she can use. That means you already know from this, she need to play a lot of cards to generate damage. It's not like someone like Nine who play 1 card to generate damage, or Tenebria, or what else, Haru, who can just use 1 card and deal like 10,000. No, Faye gonna do around 1 to 3,000 per card. So you need to play her like 5 to 10 cards to generate the same amount, but she can play all those cards in 1 turn, right? So before we go into more detail, let's look at example gameplay. I'm not gonna do a full run, I'm just gonna show you guys what it looked like in like 1 or 2 turns. Right, as you can see here, she usually wants 2 things. 2 things. 1 is a friend or any support that can actually draw a card, and 2, moral stack. Because she do small hit, that means moral scale well with her. Anyway, let's remove this. We don't need that. Alright, that's fine. We use this first. Right, generate those Rhapsody and make so that every time we draw, it's gonna gain 1 descent. If we draw 2, it's gonna gain 2 descent. And that is more than 2. What happened? I don't know. And now we have 7. One good thing about her is that even if you overcap above 8, right, it's gonna keep because your hand is full. So you don't need to worry about that too much, right? Now 1 Heavenfell. 3, we have 3. Of course this deck is not perfect, but it's usable, I guess. Right, 1,150 per hit. Right. Good. We can do this. And start, yeah, as you can see here, 1000. Not free. Free is 1000. Another one, 1060. Good, right? Pretty good in my opinion. And now we can... Anything else to draw? Okay, we have only 2 of these left, unfortunately. But that's fine. What else can we do? Let's draw that. No, I don't need any of this. Well, let's use this first. Do you keeping count of how much damage we do already? I did not keep count, so sorry. Right. We're gonna draw... Okay, 1 in 3 chance to draw Soul Fire. Yes, nice. We can also do this again. Right? Might as well do this. I try to clean my hand. But now I try to clean my hand so that I can use blast without much trouble. Full card. Let's see. Can I draw that again? No. Well, I can do this. And get that back here. And we're gonna redraw all of those Rhapsody. Sadly, right? Sadly, this card is exhaust. So it's only 1 time use. But it's quite good if you want to OTK some boss. He's gonna do that. Look at damage, right? Look at the damage. Nothing much. And yeah, that is 1 turn. If you forgot, that entire location is 1 turn. We almost lead 500,000 in this full assault thing. But yeah, that is her gameplay in general. You just use a lot of cards. Why I don't like this? Because it have really bad boss that can mess up this. For example, right, let's escape this. Any boss that have multiple action will eat you to shit when you try to use a lot of cards, right? Because it's gonna keep on attacking you because you keep refreshing its action. Good thing she come out after the last season, right? Because the 2 boss in the Chaos in those last season have multiple action that refresh every time the action is complete. And yeah, you're gonna suffer if you use Faye in those scenarios. But other way around, she's gonna work fine anywhere else. So do you like her game plan? Do you like her gameplay? If you like her, you can roll for her. If not, just skip. She is not a must-have. She is not like OP broken. She look hot. Don't get me wrong, she look really fine. But yeah, her game plan is a little bit not my cup of tea, sadly. And we also know that they're gonna be... We also saw the 3 characters that are gonna be released in season 4. So if you have any interest in those 3, maybe skip and save for that. Otherwise, if you don't interest in those 3 and you like Faye design more, just roll for Faye. She works, she's strong, but you need to build her a little bit, right? And of course, if you want to pull for her, of course, you need to pull for her partner too, right? Because partner give you attack increase, and every time the combatant create a void attribute attack card, which of course only Faye who create void attack card. gain 1 gentle aroma stack up to 5, and when you reach 5 stack gives more crit damage, and each aroma also plus 5% damage, max at 5, so max is 25. And the eco skill also draw 1 card, and if those cards cost 0 or X, draw another 2 cards. Really strong partner to use with her. Other than that, nothing much. Fragment, you just want to use what attack, crit damage. The last set, ideally, if you can try to use the Agony and try to build her, at least have some Agony generation from either item or passive of the season mechanic. There is a book that give you, there is a weapon that give you Agony, and there is a passive that give you Agony in the next season for sure. Right, if we look at, I think, this one or this one. In Quarry, when you draw a card, apply random, either weakness, vulnerable, or Agony 3 times per turn. So it's quite easy to generate Agony if you use this type of card or passive. Otherwise, just use, like me, 2 sets and the other 2 whatever that actually have a good substat. Yeah, that's all. Nothing much. Nothing much at all. Lastly is her ego, her dupe. I would say if you really like her, dupe 2 is fine. The most valuable is dupe 4, I think. But if you want her, dupe 2 gonna make so that you can cycle to Heavenfell a lot faster, right? Because at the start you have 6 descent, and then when the first created gain 2 descent, only the first one, alright? And when Infernal Rhapsody card is activated, inflict 30% more damage at fixed damage. Quite nice. Otherwise, she worked fine without dupe. I showed you before, she worked just fine. Other than that, Epiphany, you can, if you separate your build into 3 different types, right? Do you want to focus on Rhapsody damage? You go for this one, right? Plus 50% damage. Or you want to focus on, well, Rhapsody damage can focus either this one or this one if you want extra draw. Otherwise, if you already have other draw support, this is useless. These 2. So either 1, 4 or 5. 4 increase damage of your Fame Art, right? Increase, well, get more extra attack proc whenever you proc your Fame Art. And lastly, the 5th one, change your Rhapsody from normal into heaven. So instead of draw 1 when you activate Fame Art, you get 3 descent instead, so you can cycle for Heavenfell faster. This is for Heavenfell, this is for Fame Art, and these 2, well, only this one I would say for Rhapsody. These 2 are useless. For this one, Soliloquy, is that how you pronounce that? Anyway, you can, I would say either 1 or 2. These 2 are fine. 3 can be work if you are like me, have -1 cost. But you need to make sure you have 3 Rhapsody in your draw pile. Four and 5 is kind of whatever, is only draw 1. So I would recommend you go into either Epiphany 1 or Epiphany 2 for this. Night Rain have a lot of uses. And again, do you want to focus on Rhapsody? Do you want to focus on Fame Art? Or do you focus on Heavenfell? Or not Heavenfell, sorry. The last attack card we have, which is So Far Dance. because if you want so far down to become strong, you can get this. It's basically plus 2 more to the so far. Otherwise, either you draw 2 Rhapsody. This is, I don't like this. I like this one. 2 frame art, and next 2 frame art you generate 2 frame art stack. So the next, you can basically play 3 Rhapsody back to back, and all 3 of them gonna activate frame art. Quite nice. Or you can just get this one just so that your deck is thinner, because this gonna move to your hand every time at the start of the turn. Nothing much, just free to stack of frame art and move this from your deck to your hand. Or if you really want to focus on frame art, you can use this, right? 1 frame art per each Rhapsody in your graveyard. Sadly, it costs 1, so you need to have AP for this. But yeah, usually I'm gonna go either Epiphany 2 or Epiphany 4. Next, Soulfire Dance. Again, what do you want? Do you want extra hit on frame art? In my opinion, this is good when you don't want to use, when you have other card that can use AP, because you can just use this and it's gone, right? And use other card that have AP. Or you have 2 Soulfire Dance, right? One with either attack or draw, and this one to make frame art do more damage. That works too. Or you can use this, right? Activate Infernal Rhapsody in graveyard per each hit. This is quite nice. I like this one. This one buff your Heaven Fell, but only the next one, not all of them. If it's all of them for 1 turn, this is broken. But sadly it's not, so it's not that useful. I would go either for, 1, 2, 4, and 5. These are all useful, depend on the situation you want to build around her, right? And that's all Epiphany. The last one is this, right? Bracing War Dance Exhaust, so 1 time use, but is make your Rhapsody back to your hand. Quite nice. Nothing much here. And of course, you can also, there is a lot of her on the card. That means the motion restoration gonna have value, right? It's gonna look beautiful in everyone. Yeah, is that all? Oh, lastly, potential, nothing much, right? You just want 700 attack. That's all, to get like plus 15 damage on your void. So yeah, I believe that's all we need to talk about for her, for Faye. We talked about her partner already, her Epiphany. Yeah. Lastly, I guess save data. I would say 3 copy or 4 copy of Soliloquy is quite nice for a draw engine. You're basically gonna draw every Rhapsody from your deck alone if you have 4 of these, but otherwise, just use her with other draw support like what I did, right? With our base draw support, Veronica, and have someone who generate moral or buff damage. Naja work, but sadly her stack is gonna be eaten a lot for how many hits Faye do, so Naja is not ideal. Anyone who can stack a lot of moral like Cassius work really nicely with her. Alright, that's all for me today. I hope you have fun playing video games. Good luck with your gacha. If you want to roll for her, I wish you a really good luck. For her to come early together with her partner too. And have a good day, good night wherever you are. See you again next time. For now, bye bye.